Hey guys, welcome back to Web3 Money. Today we'll be talking about the token research, specifically on Layer 2 Optimism. You guys have probably heard about this. It's one of the most famous ones out there. Thriving ecosystem, very popular branding as well. And this is exactly what we will be doing in this video. So I wrote actually a comprehensive overview on the Optimism token, the OP token, inside of our blog, Web3 Money. You should definitely check that out. So anything regarding the value proposition, the tokenomics, the team, the community, etc., you could definitely go ahead and find that here in more detail. And yeah, I think we could go ahead and get started with just the adoption of Optimism. So we could see inside of their Twitter that the super chain or the mega adoption has actually gone over 50 million transactions inside of Optimism, which is very significant. We could see here that obviously ever since the beginning of the bull run, or we're not really yet the bull run because we haven't hit 70K, but we could definitely see the amount of transactions over the past 3 months exploding, right? And so this is very good news for this layer 2. Okay, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the project. So Optimism is the native token of the Optimism network, a layer 2 optimistic rollup built on top of Ethereum. Optimism aims to scale Ethereum by providing a low-cost and high-speed execution environment for smart contracts while leveraging Ethereum's security. So a lot of different layer 2s are actually going to, sound very similar in terms of, their benefits and what they provide. The architecture is very different, and that's not the point of Web3 Money. Right now, what we want to understand is exactly the trends inside of the crypto markets, which tokens, which projects within the ecosystem that we are going to be talking about in future videos. Right now, I'm kind of just doing an overview inside of the OP ecosystem, but why don't we go ahead and get started with the value proposition now. So Optimism's main value is providing a fast, low-cost, and EVM equivalent scaling solution for Ethereum. You probably heard very similar stories with Arbitrum or ZK Snarks, with a bunch of other ones. There's a lot of layer 2s out there. But by moving computation off-chain and only publishing minimal data onto Ethereum, Optimism can significantly reduce transaction costs and increase throughput compared to Ethereum Layer 1. Also very similar to what other branding will be telling you about. Okay, so some key benefits. Low transaction fees, saving users over $3 billion in gas fees to date. This is some of the data that we've been able to go ahead and capture. High-speed transactions with over 141 million processed, probably even more. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. So here are the tokenomics. So Optimism launched in May 2022 with initial supply of 4.3 million tokens and a 2% annual inflation rate. This is how it is currently distributed. So 25% for ecosystem funds, close to 20% for airdropped to eligible users, 17% to investors, and 19% to core contributors, and of course, 20% for retro PGF. I'm actually not sure, what that means, but we could go ahead and check that out for a bit later. Why don't we actually do that now? Retro Optimism. Okay. The Optimism Collective third round of retroactive public goods funding. Okay. So it seems like this is a public goods page where they're making an impact. They want to go ahead and give back to the community. And so Optimism funds public goods with network revenue. Okay, when a user transacts on OP mainnet, the profits generated from network sequences are used to fund public goods through retro PGF. Public good means more development, which creates more revenue that could be directed to public goods. Okay, so it's like a endless cycle of reinvesting inside of the network, reinvesting inside of Optimism so that everyone could have a really good ecosystem experience inside of the ecosystem. So OP stack, collective governance, and user experience and adoption, and developer ecosystem. Interesting. So if you guys want to check that out, it's definitely on their website. You can go ahead and see for yourself. So Optimism was founded in 2019. Now we're talking about the team members themselves. Jing Lang, Wang, Ben Jones, Carl Flourish, and Kevin Ho. I hope I didn't butcher their names. I'm sorry. You guys have an awesome product. I love your community. I love your project. Basically, all of them were very experienced developers. You guys could go ahead and check them out on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Very legit. And so Ying Wang has been the CEO and founder of the Optimism Foundation. This is the nonprofit supporting ecosystem growth, and she's been essentially leading it. And yeah, I think we could go ahead and talk a little bit more about the Optimism price. So it's currently sitting at number 28, I think it's in, right? And yeah, exactly. So number 28, let's go ahead and reduce my head. And let's go ahead and do this. So $4.50. Okay, this is a very big difference compared to what Optimism was about a year ago or even a couple months ago. If we go ahead and compare just in the past month, it has gone up by $1.50. That is a very significant amount. Obviously, if we compare with the bear market a year ago or even like when it first began, this is something that is currently happening with Optimism, right? There is a clear all-time high happening with it, and it's growing. We're going to go ahead and do some videos on DeFi, on the ecosystem, on the projects within the upon the Optimism network. But now this is just a more of an overview of Optimism. And yeah, so it's at $4.50, and the market cap right now is $4.5 billion. So it does seem like there is it seems like it follows the price. And so the fully diluted market cap is 20 billion. So we're like 5x from here in terms of the total supply or the max supply of Optimism. Okay. And again, remember, they have a 2% inflation rate every single year. OP has been inside of the markets on Binance, OKX, Coinbase exchanges, most of them out there already. And definitely a good project out there. Again, this is not financial advice. We're just doing research here. Just in terms of their interactions, you guys, if you guys are, developers or more technical watching this video, you guys could definitely go ahead and look inside of their repository on GitHub, where you'll be able to see, everything that is relevant to their ecosystem, the super chains, the analytics, the ecosystem, whatever it may be. And of course, the people that are contributing to and maintaining this repository. So definitely check out if you're a developer and you want to contribute to the project. And of course, why don't we go ahead to the website? So awesome website, great branding. They have amazing visuals, and yeah, they have a really thriving ecosystem as well. And that's exactly what I want to share as well. So why don't we go ahead and look at the dApps? Okay, so we have DeFi, NFTs, bridges, on-ramps, with the main exchanges, wallets. There are a lot of platforms already built on the super chain inside of Optimism. So there's a thriving ecosystem. If you guys want to have reduced fees, right? If you guys don't want to be inside of Ethereum, but you want to go ahead and be using the security of Ethereum, but without having the high gas fees, this is definitely something where you could do with Optimism, just because that is their whole value proposition, right? You could go ahead and transact, whether it's DeFi with synthetics, whether it's, NFTs, buying NFTs or selling NFTs. You don't have to go ahead and pay so much money. And like right now, I remember my brother was trying to go ahead and buy $150 worth, and just the gas fees were $100 themselves, right? So Optimism, Arbitrum, all these things were actually there to help you remove that cost, right? So that you don't have to pay so much gas inside of their ecosystem. And so they have awesome projects. I'm going to be doing actually one of my goals with Web3 Money is not only to do token reviews or NFT reviews, but actually do a DeFi, let's say, walkthrough for each and every single one of these projects. So for example, Synthetics, how to actually create synthetic assets, real world examples to the Web3 space. That's just an example. Or, for example, how to build decentralized social apps using Farcaster. Farcaster is definitely something that is very interesting in the space today. And so, yeah, I would definitely go ahead and check that out, right? And if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any comments, reach out to me on YouTube, hit me up on Twitter. And of course, if you want a more detailed overview of the Optimism token, you should definitely check out the Web3 Money blog at web3money.co. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of the day, and see you next time.